Hey guys, welcome back to the second part of my party Baldur's Gate playthrough, playing the sorcerer build. Just doing our typical stuff that we did. So if you've seen the new Drought Range video, thanks for watching that one. Obviously, actually getting somewhere a little bit now. There's still quite. I've still done about 2 more videos for that Drought Ranger so far before I got to start doing all the recording again. Obviously with the Drought Ranger, I left off the recording entering Baldur's Gate, so to be fair, there's not actually too much to do after that. Normally just got to do all the stuff in Baldur's Gate, doing the stuff with Scar, getting a couple, few more experience points, then doing the Iron Throne bit. That's going to be a little bit difficult because going into the Iron Throne building, obviously you're going to have to fight a lot of doppelgangers, mages, soldiers, warriors, whatever, and yet it's all close quarters, and I'm using a bow. It's a bit hard, but I'm going to come up with some interesting things to do to sort of counteract that. Try to be a bit creative, as it were. But anyway, for the party playthrough, obviously plans are being the sorcerer, making him overly powerful, because that's what all sorcerers and mages are meant to be like. But yes, I do find myself quite weak as a sorcerer at the moment, just purely because I don't have that wide array of different weapons and stuff like that. All I've got is magic missiles and chronomantic orbs. No, I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but at this current level, magic missiles don't do anything. But then to be fair, magic missiles don't really do much in the late game anyway, because they become weaker. They're quite strong sort of in the mid-level game, towards the end of Baldur's Gate. Falls off a little bit towards Baldur's Gate 2. Even the start of that is not entirely the best spell. Chronomantic orbs in Baldur's Gate 2 become stupidly good. Also noticed doing Durlug's Tower, chronomantic orbs were actually really good in that, because in Durlug's Tower you have to fight a demon, and I don't know if it was just absolute pure luck, but my chronomantic orb one-shot him. Now I don't know if that was the orb or if that was something else. I mean, he didn't have much health anyway, but yeah, I think he had about a third of his health left. But then he just dropped dead randomly, and I was like, "Oh, I see. You were meant to be the hardest creature boss in Baldur's Gate." That demon in Durlug's Tower, I think genuinely, I had more trouble dealing with him than I did with Saravog. Now, forgive me if I'm wrong, but I reckon he is far stronger than Saravog. Yeah. Also, because I've never done Durlug's Tower before. Always doing solo runs, always far stronger than you need to be. So you never actually have to really do anything extra. But I'm glad I did it, because you got the Soul Taker dagger, and obviously I played through Siege Dragon Spear, and the dagger was used in that to obviously frame the main character for murder. And that's why he became outcast from obviously Baldur's Gate. So nice little hint, maybe foreshadowing there a little bit. I don't know if that's unintentional. Well, no, it would have been intentional, because Beamdog created Siege of Dragonspear 16 years, or whatever, however many years, 14 years, 15 years after the first one. I don't know when Tales of the Sword Coast came out. No, I think I'll have to look that up. But I assume that was early on in the Baldur's Gate lifespan, whatever. But no, yeah, Durlug's Tower was interesting. Obviously, it adds in that new place, Olgoth's, the place I always go to get the Cloak of Displacement. It's arguably probably the best cloak that I've found in the game. Please tell me if I'm wrong. Please tell me if there is a better cloak, because I sure as hell would use that instead. But just going based on what my brain thinks, I think it's the best cloak. Because of missile damage, the saving, death saves, all of that stuff. Also adds a nice little cool effect, makes you look invisible. But that being said, if you do try to go invisible, you don't actually know if you are, because you don't get a invisibility icon to tell you're invisible. And because you look invisible, you can't actually tell if you are. So you don't know if, say, the Sand Thief's Ring has worked or casted, or you don't know if your hide in shadows or hide in plain sight has worked. But then, yeah, just the way it is, I'm afraid. You have to make sacrifices for good, strong gear. But the plan with the party build, obviously I've said I'm getting Minsk. I'm getting Dynahair, obviously. I don't know, I am torn between getting Dynahair and not. Only for the case that I realised Dynahair is actually voiced by one of my favourite voice actresses. So, obviously I know most of the voice actors from Baldur's Gate was obviously the voice actors in Knights of the Republic. I mean, same company, BioWare, created Baldur's Gate. And then they go on to create probably the greatest Star Wars game of all time. So, of course they're going to retain a lot of the people that they used for those games, especially in that early life cycle of their studio, where their studio is quite young. They, put a lot of effort and a lot of, time and detail into their games, which is one of the reasons I fell in love with BioWare. Like, first Dragon Age was incredible. Mass Effects, the first two, were amazing. Obviously, my favourite game of all time, bar Baldur's Gate, is Knights of the Republic, the first one. The story about Revan, Malak, stuff like that. But I never realised, because obviously the voice actress puts on an accent with Dynahair, but she's one of my favourite voice actresses, and she's the one who did Bastila Shan. And she was the one who voiced Dynahair. And I thought that's incredible. So it kind of made me want to keep her around just for the good old times. It makes me feel like I've got Bastila with me. Well, I don't, even though I don't. But obviously Jim Cummings did Minsk, which is incredible. So you can't not have Minsk. I absolutely love him to pieces. I don't think he's a liability whatsoever. One of the things I'm interested in trying is in Baldur's Gate 2 is playing maybe a female character, mage user, and seeing if if you can become Minsk's witch, see if you can replace Dynahair, because I've only ever played male characters. That Drow Ranger build is the first female character I've ever played in the Baldur's Gate game, purely for the case of I liked Drow Ranger from World of Warcraft. Warcraft. And I liked Drow Ranger in Dota. Same character, but, different game. Anyway, I liked that character a lot. I like her lore. So I wanted to do something wacky wonderful, as I said, and create a character that hasn't really been done before. I'm pretty sure it has been. Loads of people have probably created a Drow. But I just wanted to put Drow Ranger into this game. I'm tempted on doing some sort of silly stuff like that. Creating weird character builds and then put them into the game. One thing I'm actually really looking forward to is more of a community based thing. I'm going to start a Reddit, and I want you guys to come up with a character build that is not in Baldur's Gate. So if you can think of something that's cool, I can see if it can be done. If you, instead of maybe not on Reddit, maybe on Discord, if you do join a Discord server, put a message in that. I'll create a little builds section. If you put in there a cool build, so for example, you can have a fighter thief, but it's a fighter shadow dancer. So you have all of the benefits of what you had as a shadow dancer, but you're actually a fighter as well, so you have more proficiency in weapons. And that could be like a multi-class sort of thing, which I feel like would be really strong. Maybe not overpowered, but it'd be strong. One of the things I want to do is actually a Shadow Dancer Mage. I don't know how that would work. I've never done Thief Mage before. I've never even done a Thief. I don't like really playing as Thief characters. But funny enough, oh, okay, fair enough. I love playing as Thief characters, but not in Baldur's Gate. I prefer playing them in Skyrim or Oblivion, because when I play in Skyrim and Oblivion, I'm more of like a pacifist when I play as a thief, because I feel like there's more skill in sneaking past people and being clever with the way that you sneak and steal, instead of just going in and just assassinating every Tom, Dick and Harry. It's not really fun for me to go and do that, because there's not much of a skill-based factor. It's like you've got to sneak through, and it makes you get that like Mission Impossible vibe, and that you're going undercover, that you've got to scout the area, make sure that you know the guards' routes and how to get past them. You got timing and stuff like that. Baldur's Gate is kind of just, you turn invisible, you walk behind someone, you stab them in the back and they die, and or if they don't die, then you just go back invisible again, go to the edge of the room, maybe cast a spell or shoot an arrow, go back invisible again, backstab them again. It's kind of just the same repetitive thing over and over again. But, you know, it's at the end of the day, it's what floats your boat, what you feel is more interesting to play as. There probably is a lot more to a thief than I think, but I like playing mage characters, especially in Baldur's Gate, because of that feeling of pure power. Like, you have never experienced a mage that's powerful until you've played a Baldur's Gate game. Or, like, in general, to be fair, if you play D&D, you might feel powerful in that. Sometimes, like, for example, Mordenkainen, he's extremely powerful. Obviously, if you're a D&D fan, you know who Mordenkainen is. If you're not, but you're a Baldur's Gate fan, like I was, you'll notice a lot of spells are named after him. So, like, for example, one of the spells is called Mordenkainen's Sword. Baldur's Gate 2, that weapon, that spell anyway, is absolutely OP. I'm sorry, but I did a solo Berserker Mage run, as I've said in the past couple of episodes. I soloed Watcher's Keep, and now one of the hardest battles in the game was the room before the imprisoned one, where you have to fight the Elder Beholder guy, the genie, that weird flame demon thing. You know, like all of those boss characters, you have to fight like 6 or 7 boss characters. And I just summoned a bunch of swords. And time stopped, beat the crap out of one person, and then the swords just did work. They pretty much handled the rest of it, while I was at the back, buffing up the swords and casting a couple of spells, doing some alacrity stuff, weakening resistance and all that malarkey. But, you know, those swords are really strong, really, really powerful, and obviously named after probably one of the greatest wizards, barring Elminster. Obviously, Elminster is in Baldur's Gate. You meet him, you have a couple of conversations with him, then he seems to just disappear. What's up with that? You don't actually get to see Elminster again after you see him in Baldur's Gate. It's almost like they've purposely forgot him, or they cut out his bit. Because, where is he? Like, he could have helped you after you got framed for the murder of the Iron Throne people, leaders. Because obviously, Saravok kills them, I'm assuming, or the doppelgangers do. Unless, of course, you're an evil character, then you can kill them. It's up to you. However you want to do it. Whatever. But, yeah, no, it's a bit of a strange one. He just disappears off the face of the earth after helping you through pretty much your whole entire journey. But, yeah, it's... I reckon what it was cut content. Maybe confine that in the game file somewhere. I'll have a look, see if I can find him. One thing, speaking about Elminster, what would be an interesting idea is to create a character that is Elminster and just play as him. Because I noticed in the Keeper you can actually change the look of your character to. So obviously, so looking through Keeper, if you play as a fighter, you are classed as the fighter skin. If you're a thief, you got the thief skin. If you're a mage, you got the mage skin. I think you also have fighter mage and fighter thief, different styles of looks as well. So if you're a paladin, you have the fighter look. You can change your look. So I was gonna try it out after this session, maybe making my character look like Saravok and just see if that works, and just walking around as him. If it does work, I could do like a little cheesy episode, just one episode of me going around as a max level mage as Elminster and just seeing how that works, and just put in Elminster's special spells as well, like just going around throwing cows at people, because I'm pretty sure that's what he does. If you attack him, he launches like a flaming cow at you and then turns you into a chicken. But no, it's just doing some wacky, silly things in Baldur's Gate. But obviously I'm going to complete the playthroughs and the Let's Plays first. Only because obviously I'm having a lot of fun playing the game. This game doesn't get boring to me. What I do get though, instead of bored, I get impatient. So like I'm wanting to finish the game as quickly as possible. Now, as a solo run character, that's absolutely fine, because most likely you're going to be max level. Most likely you're going to be the highest or the strongest you possibly can be before Saravok, like way before Saravok. As a party, that's not entirely true, because I did play through as another party character. I was my Blackguard a couple of weeks ago. I finished the game as level 7. Now, I did a lot in the game. I did Durlag's Tower. I did do the second part to Durlag's Tower, which is killing the demon, killing all the cultists. I did do all of my maximizer stuff. I did all of the stuff in Baldur's Gate, and I still only got to level 7. And I was like, oh, right. Well, I don't think there's anything else I can do. So I went on and finished the Saravok bit, ending the game. But I was level 7. I felt really weak. And then you start Siege of Dragonspear, everyone else is level 9. And I'm like, oh great, I'm very underleveled right now. I mean, by the end of Siege of Dragonspear, you might as well become level 10, which is the level cap for Siege of Dragonspear, which is actually the one level over what you would be in Shadow of Arm. So I do suggest, if you ever make a Baldur's Gate character, do start off from Baldur's Gate 1. If not for the reason of being one level higher, doesn't make much of a difference, just makes your life a little bit easier, but for the reason of, please do it for the tomes. So I got extremely lucky with one of my characters, and I wanted to do a recording session of this character, but I had already started playing him before I thought it, like, before I thought of recording. So I was playing them on my own, and I rolled, I think it was 100 or 99 as a dice roll. I've never seen that high of a number before on Baldur's Gate stats wise. Obviously he's a Blackguard, so he has a little bit of an innate advantage to rolls anyway, because minimum at Charisma could be a 17, the minimum a Wisdom could be a 13. So it's kind of like, you get an extra. When you roll a Blackguard or a Paladin, you're gonna roll high numbers, regardless. But I'd never seen a 99 or a 100 stat roll. So I'm just there with 18 strength, and I had 18 over 86. Like, I had the most godlike roll I've ever seen. And I managed to get 18 strength, 18 dexterity, 18 constitution, and 18 intelligence, while the others were, whatever they were. So I was just, I'm rocking that. Did play through Baldur's Gate 1, got my 3 times of wisdom, so I think I've got like 18 wisdom now. And then I've got 19 strength, 19 dex, 19 constitution, and something like, and then 18 charisma, because I started off with 17 charisma, because I thought, 1 time of charisma, charisma's not that important. It is in Baldur's Gate 1, not too important in Baldur's Gate 2, because you can get the ring that does it for you, and that's really early on, which is a nice little benefit. It's just, the circus tent, literally as soon as you get out of Chateau Arenicus, you just go south to the circus tent and just do that. Make sure you answer the genie question right as well, purely for the fact that you get a lot of XP if you do. But yeah, it's I made the most godlike character I've ever done in my life, and it was fun. It was good. It was a lot of fun. Obviously, with this is a bit where I pick up Minsk at last. Honestly, my heart melts every time I see him. He's genuinely one of my favourite characters. And I was watching a YouTube video, Dungeons & Dragons, Chris Perkins and Matt Mercer, the Descent into Avernus episode. It was part 4, where Matt Mercer's in it. And it was brilliant. I was watching it, I was laughing so hard, because Matt Mercer was playing Boo, and I can't remember the other guy's name. Currently, my brain's a bit frazzled, but they were playing Minsk and Boo, and it was the funniest thing I've ever seen, because it was the bit as well when the guy who's playing Minsk, he looks at Matt and goes, "You know what to do. Go for the eyes, Boo. Go for the eyes." And my heart just exploded at that point. I just found that absolutely hilarious. Couldn't have asked for, a better scene, or I just wish I was part of that D&D campaign, or just not part of it, but I just wish I was there just to see it with my own eyes. But no, it's brilliant. It's absolutely fantastic. I watch a lot of Critical Role, a lot of the Chris Perkins especially. One of my favourite ones was when R.A. Salvatore and who was it? He's literally my favourite Dungeons & Dragons author. I can't remember his name now. That's really sad. That's embarrassing. I know I'll recognise it when I do the second part of this video. Anyway, this video is going to be a little bit shorter, because I've got 24 minutes left of the recording. I'm at 24 minutes now, or about 23 minutes. So I'm splitting it down into 2, so it's even chunks. Hopefully it's not too short for you guys. Well, it's a good time to drop off anyway, just because I've picked up Minsk. So it's a nice thing to have. I did have to reload my save, because one of my characters had rigid thinking on, ended up killing an innocent civilian. So yeah, we'll leave that off there, because you're going to have to see me do all of that again in the next episode. Thanks for watching. I hope you guys have a nice evening, or a nice day, whatever time of day you're watching this. I think it's going to come out this evening. But yeah, peace, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye.